I can personally attest to the underlying reason behind the adjournment of the legislature for the summer months. Our next speaker is Nancy Hutchinson, who is Director of Health and Safety for District 6 of the United Steelworkers of America.
Thank you, Sir Adam, and I just want to say how much I love your outfit and love your hat. I'm happy to be here to speak to all of you on behalf of the voices of Ontario steelworkers. Many of us are in the crowd today to bring our voice to this issue of against privatizing our hydro. And I bring greetings to you from Wayne Fraser, our District 6 Director, who is in Kananaskis fighting another battle on our behalf at the G8 Summit. To begin with, the steelworkers, we too want to thank our sisters and brothers in the CUPE union, our sisters and brothers in the CEP union, because if it wasn't for them who took the long shot in the courts to give us another chance to have the dialogue, to have the discussion, to bring the issue to the public, we wouldn't be here today. So brothers and sisters, CUPE, CEP, we thank you. Steelworkers, thank you. And we too want to thank our brother, Howard Hampton of the NDP. If it wasn't for Howard, and it's been mentioned, the determination, the drive, the commitment, if Howard wasn't hammering at this issue every single day in Queen's Park, if he didn't have his magic bus going around from community to community to bring the issue home into the communities, many would not be aware of what's happening. He's delivering our message, and Howard, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. And the timing of this rally is very appropriate because it coincides with the G8 conference. This heads of states, these leaders that are gathering in Alberta. And the agenda on their boardroom tables is very much the same agenda that's happening in the building behind me. The agenda of corporate domination, the upside down topsy-turvy equity, the issue of loss of democratic control of the people losing their voice. We know what's happening there, and with the Tories' agenda to privatize hydro, we know it's happening here. So brothers and sisters, that's why we're here, to even send a stronger voice to this government and to the people of Ontario. Thank you. Give me a breath. Thank you. Now, I've been around in collective bargaining, not too long, not as long as Sir Adam here with the old-fashioned morning suit on, or whatever the hell that is. But I have been around and seasoned enough to know that if something on the bargaining table or bargaining agenda doesn't make sense, you look for the money. Right away, you look for the money. And brothers and sisters, friends, this doesn't make sense. What they're saying is they want to pay down the hydro debt. Well, all that process would do is make the citizens of Ontario pay millions of dollars more a year in what they'll call the stranded debt that's out there because they sold the assets of Hydro One at lower cost than it cost to build them. One of the things that'll happen. The second thing, they talk about saving money for Ontarians. We know the corporation, the Hydro One as it stands, makes more than enough profits for its owners being you and I, to pay the debt, to pay the interest. And all their plan says is that we as Ontarians will be paying more for our hydro. We know that. And God knows what will happen in the remote communities. One of the communities where Howard Hampton was born. His area, his MPP jurisdiction, his riding, the Red Lakes, the Sioux Lookouts, the Canoras, the Fort Francises, the Rainy Rivers. What the hell are they going to do in remote communities when we're going to be paying a jackload of extra costs in hydro? What are they going to do in the Pikangicoms, the reserves, the Sandy Lake, the Bearskin Lakes? I can tell you what will happen. The communities will crumble because they won't afford hydro. They won't have their sewer and water, which the government has denied them now, but now they will be without hydro as well. So with that, the whole system will collapse. The children will collapse, the social system will collapse, the education system will collapse. It'll just be a situation of despair, especially for remote communities. And they say it's about raising money for capital markets for new investments. Now that's one of the strangest things we've heard in a long time, because any new buyer of Ontario Hydro, without the guarantee of provincial guarantees to banks, any new buyer of Ontario Hydro will be paying more in loan rates to the bank than Ontario Hydro is paying now. So we can't fall for that scam. So when I say look for the money, where's the money? The $2 million, 2 million, what am I saying? I'm off 198 million. The $200 million that will be gained in fees by the investment company parasites that will gain from the sale of this treasure of ours. The $200 million that's included in the salaries and bonuses that the executives of Ontario Hydro are deeming themselves worthy of, saying they earned these astronomical bonuses. That's where the money is. The short-sighted greed of the corporations that use a lot of hydro, and they're out there, we work for them. The Stelcos and the Placer Domes and the DeFascos and the General Motors and the paper companies. All these corporations and companies that we work for, they feel that if they have a corporate buyer, an industry buyer, that they're going to be more sympathetic to their needs, and they're going to listen to their wants and to their wishes, and they will disregard the wishes and wants and needs of the average Ontario citizen, of you and I, because there is no place for us in the Tory Ontario. And lastly, I'd like to say, although Sir Beck is here in the flesh and looking quite wonderful for his age, down on University Avenue, out in front of the Hydro building, is a bronze statue of Sir Adam. And it's there for a reason. Because if that is one Tory, one sole, lonely Tory sitting out there in the weather and the rain, who had the vision to know that the chaotic, unorganized, inefficient, privately owned hydro system of his day didn't work. He saw the vision that we needed a publicly owned hydro system, and we have it today. We have to hold on to it. We've got to protect it from the Tory thugs, because Sir Adam was right. He was right then, and he's right now. And the people behind me, the Tory caucus and the Liberal caucus in some cases, are wrong. And we must protect our treasure. And brothers and sisters, keep Ontario's lights on. Keep up the fight. Keep up the battle. And thank you for being here. Thank you.